May the words of my mouth and the meditations of all our hearts be ever acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. Please be seated. Good morning. Is this on? Do I have to yell? Okay. So my son Nicholas, many of you know Nick, he won a gold medal in his wrestling tournament yesterday. Amen. Amen. Thank you. I was waiting for the plants. I have a couple of friends who've been wanting to go amen in the middle of my sermons for a long time, so feel free at any time today. Okay? So yesterday he won this gold medal and I was so proud. And Nick is the kind of kid who, when he's at a tournament, it's very busy and he wants me to be out there and watch him. And I'm the mom who's at the concession stand all day long. So he always makes it a point when he's about to wrestle to come out and get me so that I can come, and I'll usually record it on my phone or on my Nook so that then he can watch after, kind of critique himself. And I asked him yesterday, is it okay? Are you doing this because you think I want to be out? Because I do, but are you doing it because you really want me to be out there? Because one of his other friends, his mother's not allowed to watch him wrestle. She has to stay at the concession stand because she totally distracts him. Even when she tries to be quiet, she's yelling and he knows she's there. And Nick said, no, Mom, I know you want to be there. I want you to be there. But when I'm on the mat, I am so focused. I know you're screaming my name because people tell me afterwards your mother's crazy. But I don't hear you. I'm so focused. And you really can tell when he's in that moment on the mat. He's in it for every single moment, every single move. And I think that's just the nature of wrestling. You've got to be there. I don't know if any of you guys or gals ever wrestled, so you know what I'm talking about. They're in it the whole time. And it's only 6 minutes if you go a full match. There's a beginning whistle and you're off. And then there's 2-minute periods, so there are some whistles, but from the moment you start to the moment that final whistle blows, or until you pin the kid, and that's how he won by pin, you're in it. And that's kind of foreign to me because my sport growing up was running. I was on track, I was on cross country, and I was the long distance runner. And to me, there are only 2 parts of the race that matter. The gun going off at the beginning and crossing the finish line, and that was it. And that whole middle part, I'm making lists of what I'm going to do this weekend. I might be looking around if I had to cross a road in the middle of a race. But I really wasn't there. And maybe that's a technique for runners, to keep you going that long distance, think about other things, but I wasn't in the moment. I was so bad about that not being in the moment thing with running that when I was stationed in Germany with my reserve unit, we all joined a Volksmarch club. Volksmarching is the German national pastime where everybody goes out and different towns sponsor Volksmarches on different weekends. And you have a starting place, usually their sports hall, and you go out for 6 to 10 miles. They've got a route laid out, and you can walk it or you can run it. And a lot of the Americans, we go run it. Because we're into that, we're runners. And one of my friends stopped running. She started walking. And the next Volksmarch we went to, she said, don't run. Because all I was thinking about was, boom, I'm off, and I get to the end, and I get my little prize, because you get a prize for Volksmarching. And she said, just walk next time. Slow down. So I slowed down and walked next time, and oh my gosh, the things I was missing in Germany. I'm running by castles. I don't even see them. I'm running on streets that have beautiful houses unlike anything I've ever seen. I wasn't seeing them because I was running and wasn't in the moment. Not like my son who's in that moment. And it's funny, the things that you can miss. Yesterday, when I recorded his final match, I was watching it over, but I had the Nook set about here so I could record. And as we played it back, here's crazy mom yelling and things. I didn't even know what I'm saying. There was one point as he and I were watching the playback together where his opponent did a move, reached back and kind of grabbed Nick's head, and I thought, oh no, and you can hear me on there going, oh no, because I thought the kid was going to do a reversal. and take over. And Nick said, why did you say, oh no? Because within 10 seconds, he had the kid pinned. And I said, well, I thought he was gonna take you. And he goes, Mom, I've been focusing, I've been trying to get him to do that. I was waiting for him to do that. I was waiting for the opportunity the whole match for him to do something like that so that I could take him down. And if he hadn't been totally focused, he would have missed that opportunity. And it made me think, how many opportunities besides, seeing castles in Germany, how many opportunities do we miss because we're so focused on the beginning or so focused on the end that we forget about all the stuff in the middle? Today, in the Old Testament reading, we've got a beginning of a promise where God tells David, I'm promising you this great thing in the future, that your dynasty is going to continue and this wonderful thing is going to happen. And that's a real beginning. And then in the New Testament, when the angel visits Mary, we've got an end to that promise where it's fulfilled. But what about all the stuff in between, right? And now we're in the season of Advent, which is the beginning of our church year, technically. And we're really good at Advent, right? It's a beginning, culminating in Christmas. We're excited. And then what happens after that? All right, next thing up is like Easter, right? There's actually other stuff in between. We forget because we're not focused in the moment. We're so focused on beginnings and endings because the ending is a new beginning, and we like that excitement and we like that thrill. We love that beginning whistle and we love that pin or putting your arm up at the end, but the wrestlers stay focused and most of us are runners. And we're not thinking about the middle and we're not even present in the middle, right? And what's funny is if you actually look at our church calendar, and this is where I need you, Brian, because this is really big. I forgot how big this was. This is a visual. I apologize to the 8 o'clockers because they didn't get the visual. This is actually our church calendar. It's a real big circle. There's really no beginning and no end, and we are right here, 4th week of Advent. The star is Christmas. And it's not linear. There isn't an end. We have to keep going. So really, we should be focusing every single one of these weeks throughout the calendar on what we're doing. What are we being? Thank you, Awful. So what are we doing in the middle time? What are we doing? Are we just cruising? Are we looking for the next best thing? Or are we staying focused and waiting for that opportunity even when you think you're struggling? And we'll miss it if we're not focused then. And it made me think not about today's readings, but actually about another phrase, and I admit I had to look it up. Psalm 46, there's a phrase that I'm going to make my mantra for this year. And I've seen it on a poster before, and I'm going to make myself a poster. And it's actually an inverted Christmas tree. Right? We're in Christmas now, but we're going to think about an inverted Christmas tree. The phrase is, be still and know that I am God. And that's at the top. Be still and know that I am God. And the next line down says, be still and know that I am. The next line says, be still and know. The next says, be still. And the final, bottom point of our inverted Christmas tree says, simply, be. Be. And that's what Nick was doing in his wrestling match, something I'd never done on my runs. Just being. And how many of us are missing that? So yes, enjoy Advent. It's a beginning culminating in the awesomeness of Christmas. But take these last 4 days of Advent and be in the moment. Don't be thinking about Thursday. Be in the moment. And carry that with you through the year because it's a circle, it doesn't end. And be in the moment. Be in the moment because you don't want to miss those opportunities. Just
be.